Welcome to Black Belt Interviews with me, Master David Hodson. I'm joined today by Grandmaster Dr. Steve Ng Hong Aik from Malaysia.
So it's nice to talk to you, Master David.
Yes, very much. Thank you, sir. Yeah, very nice to talk to you. Thank you so much for agreeing to this.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
So
anyway, what is your objective of this interview?
Yes, absolutely. It's just to connect with grandmasters from around the world, so that I can learn more myself, and to share that with everyone else.
Okay, let me kick off with a brief introduction of myself. Okay, I started TKD back in 1969 under the pioneer grandmaster Kim Jong-chan. That was in Penang, Malaysia. I've been practicing Taekwondo since 1969. But apart from Taekwondo, I also do karate. I'm a second-degree black belt in karate, but I left karate after I joined what they call TKD.
Yes, sir.
And a part of that, I also train PTK. If you know that, it's Kali, Filipino martial arts.
Yeah. A
little bit of Chinese arts like Tai Chi and Southern Fist, which is actually Nanchen. I've been doing it since my school days.
Yes.
You know, since my school days, right? And I'm currently the what they call General Secretary of Advanced Taekwondo International, which is headed or led by Grandmaster James Lim. I'm also a member of International Changhon Taekwondo, which is led and basically managed by Grandmaster Joe Kariati.
Yes.
Okay. And of late, I'm also a life and founding member of Life Taekwondo, which is actually headed by Pioneer Grandmaster Han Samsu and my instructor himself, Pioneer Grandmaster Kim Jong-chan.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, in Malaysia, I'm also have my own academy, my Taekwondo Academy, which is Chang Mu Kwan Taekwondo Academy Malaysia, which is actually affiliated to the World Taekwondo Chang Mu Kwan, which is actually the other system, WT system. So I practice both ITF, WTF. Okay. Yeah. No politics involved. For me, it's no politics involved. I don't care about what people say, but I go for both. You know, yeah. ITF as well as WTF. Or today we call it WT. That's basically my short profile. My short profile. I was working in chemical industry for a long time, since in the 70s, what I call in the 80s. Right from the beginning in the 80s till I retired in 2017. I'm a chemical engineer by profession. Okay. And when I was in Malaysia, before I went over to Indonesia to work, I actually have classes with Persatuan Taekwondo or Taekwondo Association of Penang, which I was actually the chief instructor of Penang Taekwondo Association. After I left for Indonesia to work, somebody took it over from me.
Yeah.
That's basically my short profile.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Wonderful. Such a vast array of experiences you've had from all corners of Taekwondo,
yes,
all corners of martial arts.
It's actually generally my passion. Those days when I started schooling in my primary school and secondary school, I already had that passion with me. And yes, I've been training because some of the Chinese art were taught by my relatives and some friends. And I just picked them up. I just pick them up and then I keep on going, you know, without stopping.
So martial arts with you from a very early age.
Yes.
What was it like back then?
Back then it's more. If you talk about the TKD, it is more traditional. It's more a bit hardcore because we go for slightly. I don't call it really full contact for TKD. I call it something like semi-contact, you know.
Yeah.
Semi-contact, especially in their free sparrings and all those things are semi-contact. In fact, I also do full contact sparring because I was with Kyokushin Kaikan Karate
Wow.
Okay, Kyokushinkai Karate. So I also do full contact.
Yes, yes.
A little bit of grappling experience. I did Hapkido. I also did a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu, where my close friends, they were with Jiu-Jitsu. They taught me. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because personally, I believe that knowledge is actually, if you want it, you go for it. Nobody is to stop you if you want knowledge, especially in martial arts, because there's so many avenues. There's so many avenues for martial arts to continue learning. For me, my strongest belief is to excel, we have to do continuous learning without stopping. That is my philosophy, my own very philosophy. Continuous learning is the most important thing about. Once you start to stop, that's the end of everything already.
Yeah.
Might as well don't do it anymore.
So you see yourself, no matter how long you've been doing this, you see yourself as a student learning?
Yeah, I have quite a number of students, from 1969 and then now I actually have quite a lot of students, but apparently they have grown up and they become independent. And of course, Penang Taekwondo Association is still in existing. Started in 1965, founded in 1969. 1965 till today. It is still going on. 4 of the pioneer grandmasters that teach us all in Penang Taekwondo Association is Grandmaster Choi Chang Kun, Grandmaster Choi Kwang Jo, Grandmaster Kim Yong Chan, and Grandmaster Choi Yip Seong. These are the 4 chief instructors of Penang Taekwondo Association until the mid-70s. They left for either Canada or for the States.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the pioneer grandmasters that were with us in the Penang Taekwondo Association.
Yeah.
And my seniors include Grandmaster James Lim. There's another quite well-known grandmasters, I think, especially in UK. He is also a mixed martial artist, Grandmaster Willie Lim.
Willie Lim,
yeah. Grandmaster Willie Lim is my senior.
Yes.
Same like Grandmaster James is my senior. So we used to train together when we were in Penang Taekwondo Association.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been something, sir, with these legends of Taekwondo. Huh?
Yeah.
Great experiences for you?
I beg your pardon?
A great experience for you?
Yeah, it's a great experience for me. It's a really, truly a great experience for me. Yeah. My family comes from, I have only got one brother. My family comes from a line of what they call martial artists. My brother he himself is a 4th degree black belt.
Wow.
So we used to train together, from the same organizations, and then I train something else, he trained something else. We share our knowledge, together at home, in the dojang, also at home, So that's how it goes.
Yeah, very much a family activity for many years, many generations.
Yeah, many years. In the what they call late 60s till today.
Yeah. So where you were growing up, where you were from, was it a safe place?
Yeah, my hometown is actually Penang, Malaysia. Or in the past, during the British colony, they call it the what they call something like a Pearl of the Orient,
Yes.
Yeah, they call Malaya at that time was Pearl of the Orient. That's where I'm from. I was born in Penang, and of course, like I said earlier, I studied in Bukit Matajam High School, and eventually I was graduated in what they call Lincoln University, UK, from Lincoln University, UK, and then I got my PhD from Asia Pacific Open University, based in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That is basically my academic qualification. So I'm basically a chemistry guy, doing chemical engineering. in the oleochemical industry, where we produce palm oil, where we process palm oil into different kinds of fatty acids.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and we market them like all over the world. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
We market them all over the world. It's a great industry. It's a great industry, and it makes quite a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, but all the time you study, you are in a company. You're always a martial artist as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I normally after work I will start my training. You know, when I finish work, I come home, I sweat a little bit, I go to the dojang, I sweat. And during my travels, you know, when I work overseas in Indonesia and all this thing, I bring my dog along to where I work. Apparently, I was staying in Indonesia, so I travel to different places in Indonesia, you know, the dojangs in Indonesia, and I practice. I keep on practicing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't stop. I have my contacts, you know. I have my contacts, you know, through FB, you know, a lot of contacts from Indonesia. And then if I go to Japan or on a business trip or whatever, I also bring Bidobok along.
Yeah.
So I just visited them and then have my training done.
Is that every day?
It's not every day, no doubt, because sometimes business trips are actually short trips.
Yeah.
You know, you go for a day or two, you come back already. So it's a few hours of sweating. It's fine with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, but for you, there's no politics in martial art?
Yeah, for me, it's no politics in martial art. I do not actually like politics. Apparently, because of that, I left my own organization, Penang Taekwondo Association, and to be on my own. Yeah, to be on my own. And you know, in those days, especially in Malaysia, also there are a lot of politics because there are so many splinter groups. In the past, we only have one Malaysian Taekwondo Association, but today we have 5 or 6 of them.
Yes.
You know, so they are politicking everywhere to use TKD as a media of what they call money earning, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, commercialized. Put it in a simple word. We say commercialized. They become commercialized, you know. This organization normally deals with sports taekwondo rather than traditional taekwondo, which is actually martial art itself.
Yeah, there is a difference, sir, between the sport and the actual martial art.
Yes.
Yeah, you see this, and for you, you came from the traditional, very beginning.
Yes, from the very beginning. Yes, from the traditional.
Does this stay with you?
Yeah. So generally, like I say, even in the southern trees or Tai Chi, it's more traditional rather than anything else. And we have even PTK, Filipino martial arts. It's more traditional.
Yeah.
But apparently, if you were training TKD or even karate, the emphasis is more on free hand, you know.
Yes.
Free hand martial arts, there's no weapon involved. So for a martial artist to be well versed all rounded, you need to train weapons also.
Yeah.
And that is why I moved into, you know, other arts like Filipino martial arts, which is eskrima or kali.
Yeah.
And Chinese art where weapons are used. Yeah. And in my circle of friends, I have all kinds of martial artists, you know, Aikido, Hapkido. You have even the Malaysian Pencak Silat. You know, I have a Chinese old timer about my age. You know, is a guru or a teacher in Silat, Pencak Silat. So we usually meet each other, and then we train together. He will teach me Silat, I will teach him Taekwondo. You know, this is how I move around. It's part of my lifestyle. Other than that, I don't have any hobbies. This is my hobby.
So in Taekwondo, we have the tenets and we have moral culture.
Yeah.
How do you find how do you find that for yourself in your
Yeah,
understanding?
the morals are also important, as the founder himself, General Choi, said that we have to cultivate morals. We have to have, not like today, a lot of younger generations, they do not prioritize what they call moral or culture that important anymore.
Sure.
They were more on the other part of life rather than the moral and culture. Things like what they call hierarchy of the teachers, instructors, and all those things. It plays an important role, especially in Asian martial arts. In Asian martial arts like Taekwondo, Karate, quite similar. Even Judo is quite similar. You have to have respect to all your instructors and seniors and all those things. So we have to adhere to these morals and culture to be a better person. That's all. Yeah, but each and every individual has to be respected because they have their own thinking. You cannot ignore what they think. They think for themselves, and they find that it's not necessary. Yeah, it's not for you to stop them.
Yes,
you
yes.
cannot stop them. So normally, I allow my students, to feel what that is right, and then I start correcting them. Then from time to time they grow, especially those who stay back with me. They are, probably well taken care of, and they build themselves up to be somebody that is, highly respected in the community.
Yes, yes.
By people, all walks of people. So that is what we want. And of course, in our student oaths, especially TKD student oaths, one of the most important aspects of TKD is to build a more peaceful world.
Yeah.
We do not want to have, squabbles and hating each other, fighting each other, and all those things. We do not want. We are all humans. Humans are the same. Whether it's color, creed, or whatever it is the same. That's my philosophy and my understanding of my philosophy. Why should there be different? You have two eyes, I have two eyes, you have one nose, I have one mouth. I have similarly have that. Whether I'm white, whether I'm red, whether I'm black, or whatever it is, we are the same. We are human. It's where we want to be.
Yes.
If you want to be on the aggressive side, you become aggressive. If you want to be a little bit passive, then you become a little bit passive. That's all. But each and everyone has to be respected because they have their own thinking. I cannot change them immediately, to follow what I am. No way. Yeah. So it has to be we have to have proper interaction, proper knowledge. Knowledge are very important. Knowledge is one of the most important things in life. Without knowledge, you cannot progress.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Whether it is scientific, whether it's technical, whether it is traditional or whatever it is, the knowledge must be there before you progress. No knowledge, no progress. Simple as that.
Yeah, 100%, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's wonderful. And like you say, very much part of Taekwondo is to build a more peaceful world.
Yeah.
We have to recognize the thinking of other people, as you said.
Yeah.
But help to guide them in the right direction.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. Even in WT system, they have their own warrior codes and all those things. It may be a different words, but the meaning of it is similar. Similar to ITF, Tenants, and student notes. It's exactly similar. Even the Bushido code, it is similar. This grandmaster don't put it there. These great grandmasters or pioneer grandmasters don't put it there just for show. They put it there with lots of meaning behind it. So you have to go and search for it.
Yes.
That is knowledge. If you leave it alone, then you won't get it. That's all.
Yeah, very much. And with the tenets, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit.
Yeah.
Have those things helped you, sir, in your life?
Yeah, those things helped me a lot for my life itself. I progress, move forward, and I grow and all those things. All those tenets are the one that I have been it has been my guiding lights.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I use them quite often also in my work. You know, when I do my professional works, you know, I have people working under me because I sit on the management level, and then, you know, I have, you know, operators, supervisors, superintendents, and all those things working under me. I use them to guide me to work with them.
Okay.
So that my work progress, my work stays on the right path.
Yes.
Where I want my visions and all those things come into reality. You know, and it's all through martial art learnings. You know, the tenors, the codes, and all those things. It's through this martial art learnings that helped me to where I am today, until I retired from my professional working. That is in 2017.
Yes, yes. So can be applied to business.
Yeah, you can apply that.
All
anywhere.
Aspects of life.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, my PhD or doctor in martial arts, what they call certifications, and my thesis were written on all these moral teachings and you know, all these tenets and all these things one by one. You know, I put them in, you know, in my thesis that earned me the PhD that I received from the university.
Yeah, yeah.
So it helps a lot, lah. You know, when you have a degree of higher education, and then in your work life you start also improving yourself. You start moving up. You know, I'm a person that is not what they call directly straight from the school. I come out, I am a manager. No, I start as an operator.
Okay.
No, production operator, and I move up and so on. So
yes.
It's with educations, with martial art learnings and everything, I move up. And until of late, I became a general manager, you know, and possibly an executive director.
Yeah, yeah.
This is how life is all about.
Yeah,
you progress, and you become somebody at the end, you know, you see something that you have done, you know, you have achieved. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. And I'm happy already.
Wonderful. Yes, sir. The Taekwondo, the martial art way, it instills in us the understanding of the progress and the learning, yes. Like you say, so yeah.
Yeah.
So your instructors from the beginning, how did they help you, sir?
Instructors in martial arts also develop leadership. Yeah. Instructors in martial arts develop leaderships. You are not that what they call shy anymore when you stand in front of lots of students in front and start instructing and teaching. So everything has to go through a channel and all those things where you learn to interact with people and all those things. So being an instructor, you develop that kind of knowledge and skills.
Yeah.
Those skills come from learning to be an instructor. For example, you have pioneer grandmasters and senior grandmasters and grandmasters that taught you the way they do it, and you pick from one on one, and each of them from all these grandmasters all over the world.
Yeah, they
might be different. They might be good. They might be bad. It depending on how you take it. Is it? Yeah. So once absorb it becomes your property. Nobody else's property. It becomes your property. So you are doing it again. You instruct, and you are throwing whatever you learn to people. You build them, you mold them. They become who they want to be. Not who I want to be. Now it's who they want to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a cycle, you know. It's a cycle, you know. It's a life cycle. So that is why I kind of like Pioneer Grandmaster Han Sam-Soo's philosophy of life Taekwondo. He used the word life ITF.
Yeah.
Or Life International Taekwondo Federation. The word life. So it's going on. Yeah, it's going on and on and on. It doesn't end. It's going on and on. So yeah. I feel that no, it's a good thing to be involved in, like, no, it's a good thing to be involved in.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it that way. Yeah.
So you learn from your instructors, you add yourself, what you experience, and yeah, that's right. And it becomes more a part of your life.
Yeah.
Your work, your day life, your hobby. They all come.
That's very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah. Because, like I say, everything bounces back to learning and knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you have the learning, and then put in the proper use, everything will be just great.
Yeah.
But if you have the knowledge, you don't put in the proper use, then it's a loss. Like, no, it goes, everything that you know goes to the drain because you never bring it up to somebody that they can carry on. They can carry on your legacy. You know, they can carry on your legacy to do good. So these are things that are necessary in life. I would say it's necessary in life. You know, I'm kind of an all-rounder. You know, I'm also a little bit of spiritually inclined. You know? I'm a free thinker. By the way, I'm a free thinker. I don't condemn religion. For me, all religions are also the same. It teaches good more than anything else. Therefore, I don't condemn religion, whether it's Muslim, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Hinduism. No way. For me, we are all the same. It's just our thinking is different, that's all.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So I'm, when it comes to martial arts, physical, mental, spiritual. Three things.
Three things.
Physical, mental, spiritual.
Oh, spiritual, okay.
Yeah. So everything has to be there, so it becomes complete. That's my personal belief, lah. That's my personal belief.
Yeah, yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, it's very much coming across your philosophy for Taekwondo and life. So you have the physical, which is the patterns, the training, the sparring.
Yes.
Stretching. Is that right, sir?
Right. For example, I also involved in sports Taekwondo. You know, I have win a lot of trophies. I win lots of medals.
Fantastic.
You know, since 1969 until today. My biggest achievement was the World Championship, the ITF World Championship in 2005. That was my last competitive year. After I won a medal, but I only participated in what they call breaking techniques and what they call patterns. I don't participate in, because of my age. When I participated in the World Championship, I was close to 50+ years old.
Wow.
Yeah, about 50 years old, 51 years old, 52 years old. So I go for only pattern and some breaking techniques. Okay. You know, and I would say that I did very well. I won a few medals. So I also involved in sports, you know, to gain experience. Even when I was in the younger days, you know, I went in for what they call full contact sparring, you know, Kyokushinkai championship. I went for Muay Thai championship. No, I tried almost everything that I think I like to do. I just go ahead and do it. That's all.
Yeah.
Whether I win in the championship or whether I win in the competition or whatever, it's immaterial to me. I just put it. It's not a priority to me. I just put it aside. I just gain the experience. Yeah. I just go in and gain the experience.
So there seems no barriers for you. No barrier.
Yeah. There's no barrier at all. When it comes to martial art, there's no barrier at all. Actually, there's no barrier at all. I don't create any barrier. I don't want to have any barriers. I'm free to do what I felt that is right.
Yes.
Yeah. To somebody else, it might not be right, no. But for me, I think it's right. I just go ahead. Yeah. I just go ahead.
It's kind of a free spirit to experience what you
right
in life.
Yeah. Put it in a short form. It's who I am and what I am.
Yes, of course. But for many, there are barriers, aren't there? There's political barriers or this or that. I don't do this, I don't do that. But for you, it's all and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I find that, it's fun, one thing. The other thing is that you progress because you have knowledge. Yeah. There are certain things that Taekwondo doesn't teach. There are certain things that karate doesn't teach. Karate doesn't teach a lot of footwork. Karate is more on punching, striking, but it doesn't teach much on footwork. Their kicks are very basic, Megiri, which is actually a front kick, Then they have a back kick, they have a side kick, they have a turning kick. That's all for karate.
Yes.
They don't have those spinning kicks, what they call a chopping kick, or they call it in Taekwondo,
Yeah.
They don't have that kind of kicks. But in Taekwondo, you have that kind of kicks, and it's applicable to some people.
Yes.
Because each and every one of us, like you and me, your physical body and my physical body is not quite similar. Okay? It's similar, but not quite similar. Sometimes you're fatter, sometimes you're thinner, So your stretching capability is a little bit different. But it doesn't mean that if you can stretch very well, then you're a good fighter. I've seen people, they can floor people down without even able to stretch either. No stretching. But when you go down the ring, you can floor a person down immediately.
Yeah.
Which people like us sometimes can't do it, but they can do it.
Yeah.
So put it that way that everything has got its advantages and disadvantages. Whether it is judo, if you know judo, you know how to throw. You learn a little bit of throwing with judo, and another thing, you know how to throw, you know how to grapple. But if you concentrate on just one, Taekwondo or karate, then where is the grappling? Where's the throwing?
Yes.
It has to come from somewhere, right? You learn from somewhere. Then only you have the knowledge to do it. And it's more to drilling. In PTK, we were taught by the Filipinos, masters and grandmasters, that when you yield a weapon and start training on weapon, it is applicable freehand also, the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? When you take a stick, you hit this way, and you chop this way, it is the same thing.
Same thing.
You go from bottom up, it is also the same thing.
Yes.
So it's a matter of drilling and practicing. The more you drill, the more you practice, the more efficient you are. If you stop from time to time, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's just like Bruce Lee says that, you should do 1,000 reps rather than one single rep. Right? So the more reps you do, the better you are. It's just like weightlifting. Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those weightlifters, they do a lot of reps. They build up muscles. If you don't do it, you won't be able to do it. That's all. Similar like martial arts. Martial arts, you have to drill the moves. You have to drill the moves to make yourself confident on the moves.
Yeah, very much.
Like Grandmaster James Lin is an expert in Hosin Su. Grandmaster Willie is also the same thing. And Grandmaster Willie Lin is, fabulous. He even learned Ketsu. The pressure point hit, he knows where to hit you.
Right.
Yeah, he knows where to hit you. I invited him for a seminar back in Penang about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
He showed it to us how it is done. And he brought in one student of his from UK also. I think he's Shihan Maurice Aldrich.
Okay.
A great guy.
Yeah.
They can hit you instantly on your pressure point. Yeah, and you just go down. There's no need to fight. Seeing is believing.
They do the pressure point attack. They can do the pressure points. Yeah.
Yes. because they learn and they train so hard on it. Drillings after drillings, they are so precise and accurate. They can hit you there. Whereas if you don't have that kind of training, I don't think you can do it. You may know about pressure point, but if you don't have the training, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be able to do it.
It's the repetition, like you said, the drills.
Yes, it's a repetition. Same like PTK. PTK, we do a lot of drills. Sometimes we do a few hundreds of drills, footwork, drills, handwork, until you're confident of yourself in building the knives, building the sticks, This is part of learning. So it's not all yet. There's still a lot. For me, there's still a lot going on, and I haven't actually learned everything yet. There's so many things to learn. But I touched on a little bit of here, which is to my liking. I take it in, then I apply it. I use it for my own self to see how effective it is.
Yeah.
Some of them are very effective. Some of them are not so effective, but it helps.
Yeah.
It gives you confidence. It gives you a lot of confidence.
Yes.
So, like in my younger days, if I was a Spa Taekwondo style, especially IDF style or even WT style, you have a lot of swing here and there. But in street fighting, you cannot do that. You're asking for trouble.
Right.
The philosophy of street fighting is one blow to knock you down.
Yeah.
Immaterial of anything else. One blow, I knock you down. Finish. End of story. No need to continue fighting anymore because you're already down there. One blow.
Yeah.
Just one blow. So applications are different. If you want to go for self-defense, street fightings, and all those things, the application is different from sports taekwondo or sports karate. Totally different.
Yeah.
You cannot bring them together in real life. In real life, it's the other way around. It's traditional martial arts. Yeah. But we do not want to hurt people, so we apprehend. Right? Grappling is important because we need to apprehend. We don't want to hurt people. Otherwise, you have no control. You start hurting people. You ask for trouble, you'll be inside the jail or lockup.
Yeah.
Which is not right either. Which is not right either.
Yeah, for sure. So have you used self-defense in real life? Have you had to use your...
I have used that when I was moves and karate moves especially. And I find that it is practical. The simpler the techniques or tactics that you use is the better. It's the better one rather than complicated one. Because the complicated one will hurt you yourself. You will hurt yourself more than anything if you do the complicated one because you don't drill them, well, then you cannot use it. You use simple one. So that's how I was taught. I was brought up that way, by all the pioneer grandmaster, Kim Yong Chan, Chai Chang Kun, Choi Guangzhou. Choi Guangzhou, his Taekwondo is also very effective.
Yes.
Because it is like boxing, short punches, short kicks, but aggressive. Point of contact, there are lots of power. There are lots of power during the point of contact. And because of the flexibility and the speed, it becomes very strong, very powerful.
Yeah.
So Taekwondo is as good as anything else also.
Yeah. So you can obviously compare, can't you? With your experience, you can see what the strength is. And you can... And the
applications is for you to explore. Applications of martial art moves is for you to explore. Build, train, explore, and then it comes voluntarily or rather than involuntarily.
Yeah, very much.
All those must come voluntarily. The moment that hand comes, you block, followed by attack. Immediately followed by attack. You just block and leave it there. It doesn't work that way. Block, you attack already. So That's your goal.
Yeah,
As a martial artist, that's your goal.
So when a student progresses and they achieve their black belt, for some people they might see that as the finish, but we have to tell them that it's not that. It's the beginning of a.
Yes, very true.
You can share that, sir. You know, that it's the beginning of the next part of the journey.
My philosophy is a black belt is always a beginner the moment you wear your dojo in a dojo. If I wear my belt, whatever color it is, I'm always a beginner, because the beginner might have some idea that's teaching me, though I am the instructor. So I'm also a beginner.
Yes.
So we are always a beginner. Wherever we go, we are always a beginner, because there are many things to learn, and it is continuous.
Yeah, very.
So that's the way I feel. I don't know about any other people. I don't know. That's the way I feel. So belt for me, ranks, belts, is not a primary criteria in martial arts. To put it that way, you know, it's not a primary criteria in martial arts. Yeah, it is the learning that is criteria. Yeah. Never-ending learning, continuous and never-ending learning. That is the criteria in martial arts. Other than that, you tell me you are a great fighter in a championship, in a tournament, you have ranks, you know, 9 degree, some crazy martial arts, even the 10 to 15 degree. All to me is, I would put it, use the word absurd. If you hold a 10 degree or you hold a 15 degree, let's say, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And you cannot, you know, take care of yourself, even from a simple street fighter, then you call yourself a 10 degree. It's absurd, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
if you are a highly ranked 10 degree, your knowledge is so much that you should be able to handle.
Yeah.
No, but they cannot handle. They go in, they just get hit. You know, because their mind, physically, the mind are not open to other things. You know, they are not open. They haven't seen real things, real fights. You know, and all those things, they haven't gone through that.
Yeah.
So they do not know. They don't have the experiences to see all those things. Yeah. But I've seen those pioneers, grandmasters like Kim Jong-un. It's fantastic with his side thrusting kick. It's like bullet.
Right.
No, each time when he demonstrates, it's like bullet. He touches you with his foot, with his side thrusting kick. Within seconds, he already hit you because of his flexibility and all this thing. Similarly, like CK Choi, very fast. I would call them the pros. You know, for myself, I don't consider myself the pros. They are the pros. We are not the pros. We are just everlasting learners. Keep on learning on it. But they are the pros because that is their profession.
Yeah.
People like me, you know, I work as a chemical engineer. I do martial arts. I'm not an expert. I'm just a learner only.
Yeah.
Always a learner only.
Yeah, very much. But yeah, so the people you mentioned, their belt represents their ability. There's no doubt they can defend themselves for real. But there's maybe, if you think too much about the belt, you might not be the good. You might not have the ability to wear it. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, sir. Really appreciating everything you're saying, and I'm sure the listeners are picking up on lots of things here that they can relate to their own training and to their own life. So you mentioned physical, mental, and spiritual. Have we spoken about the mental side of it yet?
The mental side of it is quite similar from all the three that I mentioned. generally, all the three that I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Picking up a little bit from here and there, they are about exactly about the same. And of course, we should have it because it is incorporated into D3. Probably I don't know. Probably it is a branch that comes out which is more focused on certain things. But apparently, it is actually found in all these three. The physical part of it is what they call spiritual part of it and mental part of it. So those days when I started with the TKD, the pioneer grandmasters, especially the Korean grandmasters, they don't teach us how to meditate or do a little bit of yoga and all those things.
Yeah.
But today is different. Today, some of the senior grandmasters, like Grandmaster Fab, he teaches meditation. Grandmaster James Lim.
Yeah.
Grandmaster James Lim also teach meditation because he does Tai Chi. So they incorporate their learnings, which is helpful to clear your mind so that you are able to use whatever you learn professionally and doing it the right. Grandmaster James Lim always says this: walk the talk, never talk the talk.
Okay.
You walk the talk, you talk, you make sure you do it. You talk, you make sure you do it. So you walk the talk, you don't talk the talk. Once you talk the talk, it goes nowhere. It's always talking. At the end, nothing happens.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you walk the talk, then things happen.
Yes.
That's Grandmaster James Lim's philosophy. He always, every time, whenever he has a seminar, he comes, he will tell you the same thing. I teach you, you do it.
Yeah.
I teach you, you do it. You apply it. And you don't apply it in the dojo only. In case you are training with your friends elsewhere, with some other martial artists of different nature, you apply and see your Taekwondo move, how effective it is.
Yeah.
And see for yourself, experience for yourself how useful it is when you do it. Then you will know that exactly it is applicable or not. Otherwise, if it's not applicable, you can always put it aside, You can just put it aside. Take something else that is applicable to you. Again, it's individual, Some people are good at certain things, some people are not good at certain things. Yeah. For example, I was built a bigger size, not today, because after my what they call recent chemo treatment for cancer of the colon, I basically grown a little bit thinner. But in those days, I'm a bit well built.
Yeah.
Because I also pump iron a bit. So I'm a little bit well built. But now at 67 years old, with the fighting the cancer, I've gone down a lot. But luckily, I'm fine. Good to say that I'm fine. At least I managed to go through this, all those chemotherapy and all those things, and then I'm fine.
Well, thank you, sir. I understood because when we tried to speak earlier, didn't we? But you were in the year, but you were having treatment, and now your treatment finished, and you're good, sir.
Yeah, I'm good. I finished the chemo treatment since beginning of this month, or late last month. I finished the cycles, and the tumor has already been removed early February. It's already been removed, and I feel good. I'm doing good.
Yes.
Doing good. So I'm actually currently recuperating a bit. And because of the COVID conditions and all those things, actually, I haven't even had my vaccination done yet.
Right.
Because the oncology says that don't rush yourself. You can do it after the chemo treatment.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months after the chemo treatment or something like that before you do it.
Yes.
So I'm just taking their advice. Anyway, I don't go out.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, it's a little bit bad. Till today, also it's a little bit bad.
Yeah.
About 15 to 18,000 cases per day. positive of COVID. So it's a little bit bad. I would say it's a little bit bad.
Yeah.
But we are improving. We are improving also. And of late, my friends in Singapore, they say that they are also facing the same thing. Number of positive cases has been rising up. So it's quite similar. I don't know when it really is going to be over. I don't think that fast. I do not think it's going to be that fast either. So let's hope that everything will be fine. Then we can go back to our normal physical trainings and all those things. Otherwise, everything online. I don't actually encourage too much of online, though online is also good.
Yes.
But I do not encourage online so much because online you don't have physical contact. So when you don't have physical contact, the training is slack a bit.
Yes.
It's slack a bit. So in martial arts, you have to be physical, where you can feel the blocks, feel the punch going in, feel the strikes.
Yeah.
Whereas online, you cannot have that.
No, that's
most you can do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we did a lot of online with our students, but when they came back, you could tell, like you say, certain aspects was okay because they kept the repetition of the pattern.
Yeah.
Don't have that physical side, which is so important.
Yeah. Learning pattern is another thing. What I put in martial arts, learning pattern and training pattern is how you focus yourself on doing the pattern and how you use the pattern in application.
Yeah.
If you train just pattern for competition, or you train pattern for the sake of training pattern, it's not going to work that way because you do not know the sets of patterns that is created by the founder himself or some of the founding members. It's not applicable to certain things. So if you don't try it out, if you try it out and you find that it's applicable, then you're getting to it. That is when you train pattern.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the moves in the patterns, you have the I form, the H form, and all this thing where you move. You have to try it out on multiple people when it comes to pattern training. For example, let us take the most simplest one is the Chongji pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, the Chongji pattern. You must go to the side, be able to block. Then it's a two-way attack, and you had to put it into physical use, physical application. Try it out in the choreography that they created. Try it out and see whether it works or not. If it works, fine. Then you are learning something. Otherwise, you just learn it for the purpose of learning pattern. It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Otherwise, it's just empty exercise.
Yes.
It needs real life application.
So you have to create. When I teach students, I put 3 prongs or 2 prongs for them to train the patterns where they apply it. Maybe at a slow pace, at a faster pace. You increase the speed as you go along. You increase the speed, and then they find that it becomes useful. Other than that, I tell you, if you train pattern just for the sake of training pattern and learning it for beauty's sake, for competition, it's not going to work. Pattern is not going to work. You cannot apply your pattern outside when you're involved in a gang fight or whatever it is. No way. That's right. Yeah. So it's not applicable unless you really do the training that I'm emphasizing. You work it, so you know where to move. Yeah. When you are connected to the wall, you know how to move. The triangle and the reverse triangle position. You have an isosceles triangle. Yeah. Isosceles triangle, you cannot go too direct. If you go too direct in your defense or in your attack form, you're asking for trouble. So, but how many people knows how to move sideways? Very little. Yeah, very little people know because it needs a lot of footwork to move. Double stepping, single stepping, one stepping, angle moves.
Yes.
All those are important. Therefore, like I say, when you learn martial arts, every martial art is good. Boxing is damn good for the footwork. You know, boxing is damn good for the footwork.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You can avoid hits, you know, in boxing. Yeah. So I don't see why we do not want to learn them. We should be building an interest to learning them as well, you know. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no, it's coming through, sir. Yeah, thank you. Speaking of people who influenced you the most, did you meet General Che? Did you?
I meet General Choi, yes. I meet General Choi twice, you know, when he was down in Malaysia.
Yeah.
I met General Choi twice. I think the last time before 2 years later, he passed away. That was in 1999. I met him, was the last time.
In 2000.
Was the last time I met him.
Yeah.
1999, 2000, you know.
Yeah.
1999, he was in Kuala Lumpur. He was in Penang. He was in Johor, in Malaysia. Therefore, I met him.
Okay.
I met him. We even had dinner together.
Oh, wow.
We even had dinner together with him. Awesome. At that kind of age, he still wear his door box and then walking in the dojang with the seminars, with the energy, you know, at that kind of age, it's just awesome. Yeah. And of course, each time he comes in, he will bring along with some of the pioneer grandmaster himself. Yeah. The last time he came down, I think he did came down with Ricky Ha once in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Ricky Ha.
Yeah.
He came once with, of course, the resident pioneer grandmasters in Malaysia are people like Kim Jong Chan, Kim Bok Man, who recently passed away.
Yes.
Kim Bok Man. Kim Bok Man was also one of my, I would call one of my instructors.
Yeah.
You know, one of my instructors. So, because I was graded by him in 2015.
Okay.
I was graded by him. I participated in the grading. I didn't get the certification just by promotions. I get it by participating in the what they call the grading. So I was graded by him to my master dan, 37 dan, in 2015.
Wow.
Although I've already started practicing in 1969. That's why I said rank does not bother me. rank actually does not bother me. So apparently he came down and then I was giving a seminar. My friend invited me and then says, do you want to, you know, be graded by him and everything? Yeah. I says, you are my friend, you tell me about the grading. I'm not actually interested. But if I write or I speak to Grandmaster Kim Bok Man, he says he wants to grade me, then I will go ahead. And then I call him up. I call Grandmaster Kim Bok Man up.
Yes.
You know, the States. I talk to him. Like I want to see you, I want to grade you. So I took the grading.
You can't refuse, huh?
Yeah. So that was the last time I see Grandmaster Kim Bok Man. And he passed away of late.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
No.
Yeah. Very strong man. When he was in KL in 2017, I think 2016 or 2017, well, he was still very strong.
Yeah.
And in Malaysia, one of the oldest grandmaster is still alive, which is actually a student of Kim Bok Man himself. He is the father of Malaysia Taekwondo, Grandmaster Lau Kun Lin. Yeah, Grandmaster Lau Kun Lin is the father of Malaysian Taekwondo. He's the first student of General Choi.
Yes.
The very first student of General Choi.
Wow.
Who actually have some judo background. And we were together with Kim Bok Man when he was down here in 2015. And both of them wear the door box. Both of them down the dojang. That was just beautiful. One of the best event that I've participated.
Yeah, that must have been amazing. Legendary.
80 plus years old. All these grandmasters, you know, there's some of them who are still living, like C.K. Choi, Park Jong-soo, what they call Kong Yong-il. They are all 70 to past 80, you know.
Yeah.
Like Kim Jong-un, all past the 80 years, and they are still strong, you know, still very strong. Even Grandmaster Han Sam-soo, past 80 already, still very strong.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. What do you think? How is it that they can do that? Is it mental? Is it physical?
Yeah, mentally they are not affected. You know, more on the mental side. You know, they know what they are talking. You know, when they come to you, as far as martial arts is concerned, they know what they are talking. Yeah. Kim Bok-man, Grandmaster Kim Bok-man went together with us in a kind of martial arts, what they call shops, you know. So
Yes.
he was displaying the nunchuck, you know. You know, he still know what he's doing, you know.
Yeah.
That's where the mental or mental is concerned. You know? He's still there. You know? His body might be looks older a bit, but up here is as young as we are.
They always,
that's a wonderful part of it.
They always walk the talk.
Yeah.
Is that right? Like Grandmaster Lim say, they walk the talk, they don't talk the talk. Yeah. He
always says that, walk the talk, walk the talk, walk the talk.
Yeah.
You learn, you apply, you learn, you apply, you learn, you apply, you learn, you apply, you learn, you apply. That's it. This is martial art learning is like that. You must be able to apply. If you learn, you don't apply, you are not walking the talk. You are just talking and talking and talking. It's not walking the talk. There are instructors. I do have even in my own organizations, you know, like Taekwondo, we have different kind of instructors. One is action oriented. One is talking but no action done.
Yeah.
You know, and most of us who are inclined to action more than talking wouldn't want to go to the one that is teaching by talking only, talk. Although sometimes it makes sense that whatever you talk has certain sense in it. But of course, it is not working for us because you don't apply it. You don't train it together and get things done. So you have to walk the talk, always walk the talk. Martial arts is a little bit different from academic study. Academic study, you don't have to. But martial arts, you have to. No choice about it.
Yeah. This is the essence of training, essence of martial art, the essence of Taekwondo.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's really important. So, I mean, I'm so pleased you're able to speak about these things. More people get to hear, more people understand, learn, enjoy. So they feel your passion, your energy. You know, this is the purpose of the podcast that I wanted to do, to speak to people like yourself and enjoy listening to everything you say, General Che, training, each aspect, physical, mental, spiritual. Did you want to share a few things on the spiritual side for you?
The spiritual side of it, you know, every community has its own culture. Culture is also very important when it comes to spiritual. Whether you're Christian, Buddhist, or whatever, it's important to your particular culture. And when you at culture intact, you know, stays intact there for the benefits and for the good of humanity. Yeah. So I myself do attend sermons and church sermons and all those things, and I listen to the brother or the father that gives the sermons. And from time to time, from the Bible itself, it really teaches us something to be human. And because being human is always, to err is human. You have to actually learn to become a human, to become a proper human, for the matter of facts. Therefore, the spiritual part of it, for a martial artist is important, because martial artists have certain things that normal people do not have. You have to be more agile than the normal people have, because you have extra knowledge. Yeah, you have that kind of extra knowledge. When to use what you have learned is as important.
Yeah.
Spiritually affecting the use of your skills is of importance, because otherwise you'll land yourself into trouble if you go the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's whether you go the right way or the wrong way, or in Chinese we call it a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
So there is bad, there is good, but you have to have a strike a balance. Like in some of the spiritual teachings, we say middle path. For Buddhism, it's always middle path. You go in the middle. You don't be too extreme here, don't be too extreme there. You are okay, you are normal. But if you weigh your balance to one side and you go extreme, where you become, then you become somebody that is not normal to the society. You start stealing, you start killing, you start hitting, you start all those things. Then are you doing good for the community? You're not doing good for the community. That's all.
Yeah.
And one of these days you might end yourself into big troubles. You'll kill somebody else, then you'll be condemned to in Malaysia. If you kill somebody else, then it's death sentence.
Yeah.
Nobody want you to be that way. You create yourself to be that way.
Yeah.
Because you do not know how to strike a balance. So that is the spiritual aspect. You have to be able to strike a balance of two things that you do. In simple English, we call it the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Minus the ugly. There's no such thing as the ugly. It's the good, the bad only. No ugly thing. Any human being, sometimes he might looks deformed a bit. He's a human being with a good heart. So it's not ugly. It's good. It's still good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you look beyond the surface of people.
Yeah.
You recognize the good heart in everybody.
Yeah.
And as martial artists, you're aware of the balance of your life.
Yes.
The middle way.
Exactly.
To the extreme. Huh? Either way. Fantastic. Yeah.
We are one, like I say, we are one big family, We are one big family. Wherever we go all over the world, if we have the contacts, we contact each other. It's easy. Today, traveling is not difficult at all. Traveling is easy. If you don't travel, you can have talks like that. I see your face, you see my face. We still talk.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why we cannot contact each other. We should be able to contact each other.
Yeah, of course. Very much.
So those are the things. Those are the things. So it's an honor for me to talk to you. Also, it's a true honor for me to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
Though I have sometimes have similar interviews from the other people from all other areas of the world. We also talk similar things. Exactly the same thing. They will ask me the same thing also, exactly because they are also martial artists.
Yeah, of course.
So you won't run far. After all, we are Taekwondoists. We are that directly from the Taekwondo is a matter of time difference. I might start it a little bit earlier. You might start it a little bit later. That's all. We are still brothers in the family. Brothers in arms. Brothers in arms.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. Master David. Okay. Namaste. Thank you. Stay safe, Stay safe and stay healthy.
You too, sir.